Home and away spoilers. Cash digs for dirt on Eden's new man. This week on Home and Away in Australia, Cash crosses a line when he learns that his ex-fiancée Eden is seeing another man. Eden was heartbroken when her fiancé Cash decided to dump her immediately following Felicity's funeral, citing that it was for her own protection as everyone he loves ends up dying. After spending several weeks trying to get Cash to see sense, Eden reluctantly gave up after he made it clear that he wouldn't change his mind. They were over for good. Eden was buoyed somewhat a couple of weeks ago after meeting Tim Russell, with the pair immediately hitting it off. However, there was quite a big issue in that he was the counselor assigned to her sister Abigail, as she sought help to prevent her from falling back into substance abuse. Remy was surprised to come home and find Eden kissing a stranger on the sofa, and was in disbelief when Eden confirmed that Tim was Abby's counselor, warning her she was making a big mistake. Despite their reservations about ethics, the pair began sleeping together, and Eden was soon feeling guilty after Tim's guidance saw him help Abby and Eden repair their strained relationship. Reading a heartfelt letter that Abby had written her, Eden broke down and admitted to brother Levi that she and Tim had slept together. Levi was furious that Eden could be so selfish as to jeopardize Abby's recovery, and made known his feelings towards Tim by punching him in the face. In the end, knowing that it would get out eventually, Eden decided that the knowledge of their dating would only set Abby back further, and reluctantly called things off with Tim. Tim subsequently stepped down as Abby's counselor, giving her the excuse that he had too many clients on his books. However, this has already had a detrimental effect on Abby's recovery, with Abby now refusing to start seeing any alternative counselors in case they abandon her too. Meanwhile, Cash had been ready to leave town for good after accepting a position in a police station out in the country, but changed his mind at the last minute and instead opted to remain stationed at Yabby Creek, even if it meant taking a demotion to constable. But it looks as though Cash could be about to start abusing his position this week, when he learns of the new man in Eden's life. As a promo for tonight's episode shows, Cash approaches Eden in Salt, figuring that they could at least go back to being friends now that he's sticking around. Eden is understandably in disbelief at the suggestion, telling him the answer is no. When Cash approaches Levi for advice, Levi is forced to hold his tongue as he tells him that Eden has a lot going on at the moment, and maybe he should give it some time. That evening, a concerned Cash debates texting Eden to see if everything's okay, but instead opts to head across the road with some beers. But when he heads around the side of the share house, he's stunned to spot Eden kissing Tim. Despite their breakup, it would seem that the pair have decided to rekindle things after all. Although Cash had insisted that he and Eden would never get back together, he is immediately jealous that she has managed to move on from him so quickly. As TV Week reports, Cash is further incensed when he learns that her new bloke had in fact been Abby's counselor. Cash is suspicious of Tim because he sees how he's blurring an ethical line with his work-romance situation. Nicholas Cartwright told the magazine he doesn't want Eden to become a victim of his weird obsession with clients' family members. As a result, Cash decides to blur some ethical lines of his own, and starts his own investigation into Tim and his past. Cash pulls Tim and Eden over while they're out in his car, claiming it to be a random stop, which enables Cash to get Tim's license details. This now gives Cash everything he needs to be able to look Tim up on the police computers, which he uses to his advantage in the name of protecting Eden. Cash obsessively begins to stalk Tim and Eden, looks up all of Tim's friends and family, and even attempts to break into Tim's car to search for evidence of his wrongdoings. Cash will stop at nothing to make sure Eden is safe, Nicholas added, and if that means using his police powers to achieve that, so be it. As Cash digs for any dirt he can find on Tim, will his abuse of power be discovered?
Các bạn vừa theo dõi một sản phẩm của Home and Away Spoiler Today. Xin chào.